Another day and another van project. Today we are starting our next set of van projects, and we're going to start off with putting fabric on our flares and our trim rings, so that way we can start kind of finishing these walls. So to start off, we have to remove the trim rings and remove our windows. Getting the windows on was tough. It required a lot, so I'm going to ask Elliot for some help. Now, we got this fabric from Camper Van HQ, and we are so excited to be working with them. They have been excellent, exceeded our expectations, great customer service, great feedback, great communication. Love them. So if you want to know more about this particular product, we will leave all the links for the products used in this video in the description below. Now I think the first step is to clean the flares, which I've already vacuumed. So now it's time to use some isopropyl alcohol and wipe them down. So this is the Marathon Plus fabric at Camper Van HQ, and I have made my mark for the distance that I need. Now it's time to cut. If you're wondering, well, how are you taking out the window, Jen? How are you doing this? Once I adhere the fabric to the flare, I'm gonna let it dry completely, and then I'll go in and probably with a an X-Acto blade from the outside and just run a blade through it. These windows are put together with pressure, so there's basically a gasket that seals them, but the window's put on the outside with that gasket, and then there's a trim ring to that window that's put on the inside. I'll be pushing on the outside to give it that pressure, and Elliot will be on the inside with the trim ring and screws.
All right, so we are learning. We found out that clamping this to get the pressure is working smarter and not harder.
So just like all van projects, made another mistake. And so this one, I cut the fabric too short, so that's unfortunate. As we learned with this one, prior to me cutting it, that the clamps work really well. So I'm going to rip this fabric off and then put a new piece of fabric on, do the window all out again. Sweet, I think it looks good. So our bed will be 6 inches from here, so it'll probably be basically at the base of this. So you won't really see this seam that I have here, like I mentioned earlier about the 2 seams instead of the 1 seam. So this will be covered. The bed will be up to here. So basically this will be the finish. And then we're gonna have wall that comes over this. So you won't see this either. That actually looks pretty good. I thought this project would take me half a day. It's taking me an entire day, but you know.
At this part of the van build, it's kind of interesting because we have so many different projects that we can work on. Headliner shelf, Flarespace Trim Rings, the framing for the shower, and so many other things. It's like really exciting.
It's kind of wild seeing the bathroom. Definitely makes it feel a lot tighter in here, for sure. But I'm hoping that this area, because if we keep the door open, that's my hope anyway, is that this area will feel nice and wide and big and open. One thing's for sure, it is definitely smaller than the boat.
Our first frames wall ever.
You may have thought, wow, were they ever gonna get to this point? And we thought that too. But here we are, redemption. Or maybe just
Starting.
That looks pretty nice. Oh wait, we did that one wrong.
Now is the redemption. Well, that's the benefit of screwing things in. We can just unscrew them and screw them on the other side. All right, 3 minutes later. It's actually pretty fast to fix that.
Wow, that is actually super exciting. Holy cow.
Good job.
Wow, I am proud of us.
You were worried about this too.
Yeah.
You still are, but it's coming together. Just the structural integrity of it, right? Check it out. We got the 2 walls of our shower pretty much up. They're all together. We got the pocket holes created in the bottom to kind of connect them to the frame, but running out of light. So that's gonna be a job for another day. With that, it's a wrap on day 2 of our myriad of van enhancements as we wait for electrical equipment to finish up the electrical build. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. The van is coming together. It just feels so weird because so many other videos, people do their walls first or pretty soon after like building their van. And I just feel like we haven't done any of that. And I also feel like, I don't know if that's a mistake or not. So I imagine walls will be coming somewhat soon. So stay tuned for that. But regardless, progress, progress, progress. All right, the goal is to really screw in and connect our shower framing walls that we made to the van and actually make this a full frame. Super exciting. Still waiting on the electrical components to come in. They should be here tomorrow, so we're gonna restart those videos mañana. But now actually building out the van that we're living in, you know, the walls and the stuff. So let's get to it. All right, we got our two walls up. Now I'm gonna kind of join them up there because they're a little wobbly. So I'm gonna join them here. We have another piece coming here for support. And then I think we're gonna try to connect them to the fairing strips here. So I'm gonna kind of scribe out, measure out a couple of pieces of wood here, cut to the angle, pocket hole them in both sides. Maybe a few places along for support to the side of the van. We are gonna also drill the shower base in. We haven't done that yet. But all in all, pretty happy how it's coming together. We moved the shower aft a little bit. This is where we wanted it originally, but when I was doing the measurements for the drain hole, we couldn't put it in that corner. So we thought, why don't we just put the drain hole over here? You know, might as well see how that works. And lo and behold, all the measurements check out. So we're gonna drill a really skinny pilot hole. Basically, this is the skinniest drill bit that I think will be long enough to go through the floor. And we'll see how it works.
If you're nervous for us, we're very nervous. It's a bit challenging to measure this.
Yeah.
Alrighty, time to check. Okay. Yep. So there's the hole that Elliot originally drilled right over there. And that's what we're aiming for, kind of, generally. Or more in between. All right. You broke ground. Yeah! So now that is where the drain will be.
Quick hardware stop later. We have a brand new hole saw because the other one was super dull.
How does it look?
Good.
Scary or?
Yeah, super scary, of course.
Wow, yeah, that's
there's a massive hole in our van right now.
Does it fit?
Down the hole. It fits. So we're using an 1.5 inch pipe, and it fits right in the 2-inch hole. So thanks, 70 Savage. We got that from you. All right, now that we have our hole drilled through the van, we have taken our entire framing out of the van, which is kind of weird to see it all out. We need to trim a little bit off this side, so we're gonna do that outside the van. And we're pretty close to calling this project done. We're gonna try to finish it tomorrow, I think. So stay tuned for that. All right, we have one final piece remaining for our shower frame until we put it in the van. Now, it's kind of interesting being able to take out and make changes to this frame and then bring it in. But we are trying to be pretty cautious of moving it around too much because it is a pretty tight fit, so we can't have anything on the floor protecting the floor before this is installed. So I think I'm gonna do a little bit of additional sanding on the bottom just to make that a little extra smooth, but it's looking good. It's interesting because it's really hard for me to line up these pieces of wood together. just so there's no gaps. They're all perfectly 90-90, and yeah, I think it looks good. It could look a little better, but we're gonna have wood paneling on top of all these, so I think that's gonna be fine. We shall see. Last part of the project. This is the final piece to cut. I decided to basically unscrew the top one and re-screw it in with it flush with the concrete, because at least that'll make that straight. So I hope that makes everything a bit more fitting. Even though it fits pretty well. I'm just a little bit of a perfectionist and doesn't know how to make it perfect.
Perfect.
Is it a perfect fit?
It's a perfect fit.
Oh.
Wow, I never thought I would say that, but it is.
Wow, nice and snug.
Nice and snug.
Snug as a bug. How's our shower?
How does it look? I mean, clearly it's far from being complete, but...
Should we put our toilet in there just to see what it's like?
You mean claustrophobic? Should we confirm that it's claustrophobic and tight? Sure.
All right. Oh, so cool. It doesn't fit. Oh, wow.
It's a tight fit, but it fits.
Have we made a huge mistake?
This toilet seat's not even up.
No, I think this is gonna be great.
Basically what we're prioritizing is not lengthy bathroom visits. We're prioritizing space for working, lounging, enjoying the views over bathroom space. We still want a bathroom, we still want a shower.
Yes.
We just don't want it to take up a ton of space. So will it be a regret? We will find out.
Yeah,
Follow along for more.
Yeah, so cool. And with that, our shower framing is done. We're gonna add the walls later in our next framing style video, but we're gonna get back to electrical for the next two.
Yeah. And you'll see why in our next framing video. We have some big plans. We're actually leaving this afternoon. We know. We don't have this completely set in because there could be some changes based off of what someone very trusted to us might say. So we'll circle back with this.
I really hope it doesn't move because we drilled a 2-inch hole through our floor. So I hope that's it's really not gonna move that much. But the details might change. Thank you so much for watching and following along on our van build. And like everything, all of this is documented on our website, showandjoe.com/vanbuild. And if you check right after this video is posted, it may not be there because we're doing so many things at once, but it will be there soon. So make sure you're on our Sunday summary to see when we release our next blog posts.
Yes, and all the products that we used in this video are linked in the description below. Thank you so much for watching our videos. It really means the world to us. Thank you. Ciao.